Deep within most dirt riders lurks the brap beast. An evil demon that makes us think if we are roosting, power sliding and fishtailing our way around the tracks, then we must be Ricky Carmichael or Johnny Walker. As little boys, we were all obsessed with anything fast that made lots of noise, and it only gets worse the older we get. The problem is when we apply this to our dirt riding, we give the bike big handfuls of throttle, we make a shitload of noise, so we must be going fast, hey? Wrong. You've fallen for the great Harley-Davidson deception. If I'm damaging my own ears and those of everyone nearby, I must be fast, exceptionally cool, and a shit-hot rider. Graham Jarvis says if you want to ride fast, you first learn how to ride slow. This especially applies to throttle control. All the top extreme enduro riders are former trials riders. They learned precise throttle control to maintain the best traction in all conditions. One of the best ways to learn throttle control is start riding a gear or two higher than you normally would. Why? All that noise fools you into thinking you are going fast. But if your bike is quieter, you can start to focus on really pushing your abilities. So you can brake later coming into the corner, carry more speed through the corner, and accelerate sooner on the exit. As an added bonus, you'll also have better traction the whole way through too. Try this sometime by matching yourself with a riding buddy of similar skill. Get him to go as hard as he can on a twisty track with lots of revs, while you focus on keeping the revs down, but braking late, carrying speed through the corner, accelerate out sooner. You'll be very surprised at the result. Once you master your braking, cornering and traction techniques, then start to use lower gears and higher revs. The goal is to develop speed but maintain that smoothness. There are exceptions, but in most cases, wheel spin, power slides and locking up wheels might look good, but all it's doing is slowing you down. Remember, as you advance, the clutch is an extension of your throttle. If you are riding in a higher gear, experiment with not changing down as you come into a corner, but just slip the clutch as you exit to avoid lugging the engine. When riding over wet rocks or very slippery mud and clay, you can get a lot more traction by riding in second gear and slipping the clutch. Especially on two strokes where that snappy throttle response can get tricky. Even at high revs, an experienced rider can slip the clutch on extreme hill climbs to regulate the throttle, as Chris Birch is doing here.
Bloody hell. Holy shit!
Each time the front wheel comes up, instead of backing off the throttle, he slips the clutch, then feeds the power back in. As mentioned, two strokes can have a snappy throttle response that makes traction difficult, and some fuel-injected four strokes have the same problem. One handy trick can be a G2 throttle tamer that applies throttle slowly at first, then increasingly quicker as you open it up. Some riders also experiment with flywheel weights, particularly on the two strokes, to tame that throttle response and make the bike harder to stall. And remember, as you do get faster and start to rev the bike more, throttle control is still vital. Even in motocross, watch the top riders. It might look as though they are just holding the throttle wide open most of the time, but in reality, they are still precisely regulating it to get the best acceleration possible. This applies even more for enduro riding.